We're doing triangle, congruency, and similarity. Alright, so number one, prove these two triangles are congruent.
So,
How did you start out with this one?
I think I would, I guess I would use the Pythagorean theorem,
Right, to find these sides.
To see if they can be congruent with side. So, the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right?
Right.
So, and c squared, c is usually the hypotenuse, right? So, what we would probably, for this triangle, wouldn't we want to do 3 squared plus b squared, because we don't know what b is, equals 5 squared.
Right, and then solve for b.
Okay, so 3 squared is 9 plus b squared, 5 squared is 25, right?
Right.
And then, so b squared, if you subtract 9 from both sides, b squared equals 9 minus 25 is 16.
Right. And how do you find b? Because that's b squared.
So you would probably want to take the square root of both sides, right?
Both sides.
So b equals 4.
Right. So you know that this is 4.
Okay.
You see that is 4 and that's 5. So then you want to find this to see if they're congruent.
Okay. So we would want to use the Pythagorean theorem again.
Right.
So this should probably
Which one
be
don't you know?
We don't know a, right?
Right.
So this would be a squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared.
Right.
And so to solve for a squared plus 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, thanks. And you'd want to subtract from both sides, so you get
A squared equals 9.
Then okay.
No, you have to square root.
Okay, so you have to square root in order to solve for a.
Yeah.
So the square root of a is 3.
Right, 3.
All right.
So
then
a
this
equals 3.
So this side is
all
3.
the sides are congruent. So you know that they're congruent. They're congruent by what?
Well, because all the sides are equal, wouldn't it be side?
Right. Side. All right. Good job. Next one. Prove that these triangles are congruent. Look at what you're given first.
Okay, so we know that these two sides are equal.
Right.
And we know that these two sides are equal.
Right. So what would be the easiest way to prove they're congruent?
Well, we also know that both of these angles are right angles, so there's an angle in between them. So isn't there a theorem that's side angle side?
Right. So how do you know that angle 1 equals angle 2?
Because they're both right.
Right. So they're both right angles, so you know that they're equal.
Mm-hmm.
So then, if these two angles are equal and these sides are equal, how do you prove the triangles are congruent?
The triangles are congruent by side angle side, because these sides are equal to each other, these angles are equal to each other because they're both right, and these sides are equal to each other.
Right, it's important that the angle is in between the two sides, because side equals side. Alright, good job. Number 3.
So, prove these triangles are congruent. This one looks hard. So, we know that these two sides are equal to each other.
Right.
And we know that this is 30 degrees.
Right.
And this is 60 degrees. And we know that both of these are right angles.
You're right. So you know angle 3 equals angle 4. And what do all the angles of a triangle add up to?
180, right?
Right. So is there any way you could find this angle, angle 2?
Well, if we know that angle 4, because it's the little square thing, is a right angle, then we know that a right angle is 90 degrees. So we know that 90 plus 60 plus angle 2 equals 180.
Right.
So if we added those together, that ends up being 150 plus angle 2
Right.
equals 180.
Right.
So if you subtract it from both sides, you get angle 2 equals 30, right?
Right. So angle 2 equals 30, and what does angle 1 equal?
Angle 1 equals 30.
Right. So angle 1 equals angle 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that angle equals that angle angle equals that angle, and then you know that the hypotenuses are both congruent, because it's given. So how would you prove the triangles are congruent?
Couldn't you prove that they're congruent by side angle angle?
Yeah, that's correct. Side angle angle or angle angle side. Very good. Now last one. Alright, prove these triangles are similar.
Okay. Well, aren't similar triangles where all the angles of the triangles are equal?
Right. And how many angles do you need to know are equal to know that all the triangles are equal?
All 3 angles of the triangle, right?
Or you could only know that 2 are equal, and then you know that the third one is equal, right?
Oh yeah,
all
because
add
they
20.
both they all add up to
So you
20.
only have to prove that 2 corresponding angles are equal.
Okay. Well, we already know angle 3 and 4 are equal to each other because they're both 60 degrees.
Angle 3 equals angle 4.
And then angle 1 and angle 2, I think they're equal because they're opposite adjacent angles, right?
Close. They're vertical angles, and vertical angles are always equal. So since they're vertical angles, angle 1 equals angle 2. So these 2 corresponding angles are equal, and these 2 corresponding angles are equal. So now can you prove the triangles are similar?
Yeah, you can prove the single by angle, right?
Right. Good job.
Thanks. That's easy.